Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Forum for Practice of English, Arabic and ICT.
أهلا بكم في ندوة ممارسة اللغة الإنجليزية والعربية وتكنولوجيا المعلومات والاتصالات.
Beyond the Ashes, the untold story of Sultana and Rumana.
It was the summer of 1999. Munir, a gentle-spirited merchandiser working in a garment factory at the Savar, had saved just enough to fulfill a dream long held in the quiet corners of his heart. A trip to Cox's Bazar with his family. He imagined the laughter of his 3-year-old daughter Sultana echoing across the shores of Cox's Bazar, the world's longest sea beach, her tiny feet chasing waves under the silver gaze of the moon. When Eid came, the family journeyed to Cox's Bazar. For 3 blissful days, they lived close to the ocean, sleeping in their tent with the mesh ceiling offering a window to the stars. Munir and Rázia lay side by side, listening to the rhythmic whisperers of waves and watching their daughter curl up beside them, safe, loved, alive in the moment. But joy sometimes is the cruelest precursor to tragedy. On the night of their return, the bus carrying them back to Dhaka sped through the dark roads near Muija Tek. In a frantic attempt to avoid a recklessly crossing baby taxi, the driver swerved. The vehicle veered off course, slammed into a tree and flipped over. Screams tore through the night. Munir died on the spot. Rázia was critically injured. Little Sultana miraculously survived with only minor wounds. At the emergency ward of Chittagong Medical College Hospital, a young female doctor faced a dire choice. Rázia's blood was pouring out and there was no matching donor to be found. The doctor glanced down at the blood type on the report. It matched her own. Without hesitation, she rolled up her sleeve. Her blood saved Rázia's life. When Rázia awoke, her world had changed entirely. She was now a widow, a mother, and a woman without a home. Her parents had passed years ago, and the homestead they left behind had been sold. With nowhere else to go, Rázia turned to the last branch of family she had left, Munir's younger brother, Moin, in their ancestral village. At first, Moin welcomed her, but over time, his wife's disdain turned into cruelty, and Rázia began to feel like a ghost haunting a house where no one wanted her. For the sake of her daughter, she knew she had to leave. She began asking around, searching for a thread of hope. That's when she heard of 2 sisters in a nearby village who worked in a garment factory at Savar. Their story too bore the scars of hardship. A drunkard father, a mother long gone, and the elder sister, Farzana, divorced and raising a daughter on her own. Rázia found the father, Rashid, and poured out her story. Something in her voice, in the tremble of her plea, moved him. He immediately called Farzana and handed Rázia the phone. On the other end came a voice full of strength and kindness. "Sister, come tomorrow. Bring your daughter. From now on, you are not alone." 2 days later, Rázia arrived in Savar with her daughter. Farzana and Rukhsana welcomed them not as guests, but as family. Farzana's daughter Rumana and Sultana became fast friends, 2 little hearts finding joy amidst the ruins. "We were 2 sisters until yesterday," Farzana told her, holding her hand. "From today, we are 3, and your Sultana is our niece. Don't look back. We'll build the future together." True to her word, Farzana found Rázia a job at their factory.
Razia joined as a helper in the sewing department and Sultana was enrolled in the factory's daycare center. Life, once so cruel, began to unfold anew. Years passed. The children grew. Sultana and Rumana, bonded like sisters, went from school to college, their heads held high and their books full of hope. When the time came for university, they sought advice from the general manager of the factory, a wise, fatherly figure who had quietly watched their journey with pride. He advised Sultana to pursue electrical engineering and Rumana to study business administration. The garment sector is the lifeblood of this nation, but aim higher. Appear for the BCS exam. If you don't succeed, this industry will still welcome you and you will lead it. Their eyes sparkled with resolve. At university, both excelled. Sultana's mind was sharp, methodical. She was drawn to systems, wires, circuits, order. Rumana, ever observant and eloquent, bloomed in the world of commerce. Eventually, they returned not just as graduates, but as women transformed. Rumana joined the merchandising team in the R&D, Research and Development Department. Sultana joined maintenance, but their journeys were only beginning. By dint of utmost dedication and hard work, both Rumana and Sultana made rapid progress in their career, and within 5 years, they got promoted up to assistant manager level. Sultana soon designed a revolutionary fire alarm system. Unlike the panic-inducing alarms that rang across entire factories, hers worked like a ripple, sounding first in the danger zone, then spreading to the adjacent areas and later to other areas of the factory in timed waves. It prevents chaos in the evacuation during any fire emergency, saving life and property. Several years have already passed. When the managing director received an invitation to an international apparel expo in Frankfurt, Germany, he made a bold decision. Rumana would showcase their garments and Sultana would present her fire safety system. In the exhibition in Germany, both women shone. Rumana's stall drew massive orders thanks to her eye for detail and understanding of global trends. Sultana's fire alarm model won first prize and with it a $30,000 award. When they returned, the factory arranged a hero's welcome. A helicopter greeted them at the airport. A grand ceremony awaited. But the most poignant moment came when the managing director called two women to the stage, Razia and Farzana. Without these mothers, there would be no Rumana or Sultana. Let them place the awards on their daughters' chests. As the badges were pinned, tears flowed freely. Not tears of sorrow, but of triumph, of journeys walked through fire, of futures built not from ease, but from the steady hands of women who refused to give up. And so, from a shattered night on a road in Chittagong to the spotlight of international acclaim, the story of Razia, Farzana, Sultana and Rumana became one of resilience, sisterhood, and the relentless rise of those who dare to hope.
To get your free copy of the book, click the first link in the description below or send an email. Thanks for watching.